yesterday. Peyton Manning, among active quarterbacks, had more wins than Steve McNair. But Steve McNair has struggled here tonight. Bengals by 9, approaching the halfway mark, third quarter. And a penalty marker.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. First down.
7th on the Ravens.
Want to go back to Landon Johnson's interception. You'll see Landon Johnson right there. Normally he's the outside linebacker. There he lines up inside. Look at our player tracking. Follow Landon Johnson. Now he's got the ball in his hand, taking it to the house, Tony.
It's fabulous, Jaws. New toys for you. You got to use the beam and the tracker. A double header first of the season for you. You're happy, aren't you?
Now the home runs are coming. You want to show it all in the beginning of the season.
Big play by Johnson, who's the top tackler on this Cincinnati team 2 of the last 3 years. Protection for McNair. Long throw to Demetrius Williams. Gain of almost 14, and here's Susan.
Well, Mike, the story for the Ravens tonight, turnovers and injuries. And although only one Raven, Jonathan Ogden, left tackle, is officially out, at least 8 big-time stars have been hurt tonight. And Brian Billick said at halftime his main concern has to be who's up and who's down. That's what this brutal game is all about. It has to be who's going to come in and who's going to step up. He's been proud of his team that they have kept on fighting despite the 4 turnovers.
As soon as Ray Lewis hurt, third snap of the game for the Ravens defense. Officially a pickup of 15, just enough for the first down. So a new set of downs as Willis McGahee gains 3 yards on a play called by the, again, offensive coordinator, like he was the end of last year.
Well, at 4-2 last year, he made a big move. He fired his best friend in the world, Jim Fossil, as offensive coordinator. He took over. They went 9-1 from that point. George, you talk about the blacksmith offense, but you know Brian Billick's an offensive guy. He doesn't want that. He tried to open it up early tonight. Hasn't worked. This is not a team that comes back well from a large deficit with a blacksmith offense.
Because they're not an explosive team. Although they have a good 3 wide receiver offense, they don't use it very often.
Another flag. Is it Yonda again?
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Second consecutive movement flag on that rookie Marshall Yonda because of the Ogden injury.
And he's got to play. He's the kid from the pig farm in Iowa,
yes,
isn't
he
he?
is. Yes, he is.
Studley pig farming kid. Here's the thing about Billick. We asked him yesterday. He's got a great defense, had it for years. Marvin Lewis helped build it. Said, would you rather win 14-10 or 35-31? And what'd he say, Joe?
He'd rather win 35-21, 31.
Yeah, he wants to score a lot of points, and he started this game in that mode. He's had to pull back.
Well, if Steve McNair keeps turning the football over, they may go to the single wing.
2nd and 12. Here's the little screen. McGahee able to wiggle free. A nice move. They end up a couple of yards shy of the first down. And we remind everyone, for those who forget, before Brian came to Baltimore, winning the Super Bowl as the head coach in 2000, winning the Super Bowl over the Giants, he was the offensive coordinator for the Vikings team in '98 that put up more points than any other team in NFL history, 515-1,
right?
Yes, with Randall Cunningham as the quarterback, and losing at home the field goal to Atlanta, and Atlanta went to the Super Bowl. Injured Bengal is Dexter Jackson. Will step out.
Didn't think I knew the kid was a pig farmer.
Live MLB continues on NASN with an exclusive American League matchup. It's the oldest rivalry in baseball. With the pennant race heating up at the top of the East Division, the Yankees are looking to close the gap and secure a win over the Red Sox. Live MLB, New York Yankees versus Boston this Friday only on NASN.
Dexter Jackson able to jog off the field on a humid evening. It would not be a surprise if there's a cramp, and not be surprised if he's going in for an IV.
That is correct. Dr. Tirico.
Third, officially 2. It's really a yard and a half. They'll throw for it with protection and time. Incomplete. Williams unable to pull it down. And for 4th down, here's Michelle.
Well, on that last play, not the one you just watched, but just prior to it, there's what happened to Dexter Jackson. He goes in to make the tackle on Willis McGahee. There he is, 28, and you'll see him come down. And the instant he hits his back, you'll see that he signals to the sideline, well, you didn't see it there, that he needed help. Able to run off on his own. It looked and sounded in the interim, guys, that he had cramps. He is getting an IV in the locker room right now. His return is probable, guys.
Thank you, Michelle. Sam Cook to kick it away for Baltimore. 5th best in the NFL at pinning the opponent inside the 20 last year. Not here. Kick 51, net 31. Bengals lead by 9. Ray Lewis leads the Ravens defense back against Palmer after this.
No rookie has ever taken the NFL by storm like the Chicago Bears' Devin Hester. A second-round pick out of the University of Miami, Hester rewrote the record books in his rookie season with 6 return touchdowns. A threat to score anytime he touches the ball, the Bears will move the Windy City Flyer from defense to offense in 2007, hoping to maximize his big play potential.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
Coming up next, game 2 of our season-opening Monday night doubleheader. Mike Greenberg, Mike Golick, Mike Ditka, Bonnie Bernstein in San Francisco to watch Edgerrin James and the Cardinals. Will they be able, with Russ Grimm coaching the offensive line and Ken Wisenhunt, the new head coach, to establish a power run game to go with Fitzgerald and the dynamic downfield receiving of Anquan Bolden? That game's coming up next. Chad Johnson, pass is ruled on the field incomplete. It looked like Johnson had it as Chris McAllister and Bart Scott came up with the big hit.
The Ravens are staying with that change on the defensive side of the ball. They're staying in that cover 2 shell. In other words, keeping those 2 safeties deep so they can't run those isolation routes on the outside, which Carson Palmer and the Bengals were so effective with in the first half. You got to believe he's going to throw up top or he's going to get the single coverage. Mr. Carson's left.
Pitch to Houshmandzadeh, open field, Samari roll, gain of 2. Chad Johnson wearing a wireless mic here on Monday Night Football. Here he is on the last drive.
Hey, Chris. Hey, boy, you be doing me wrong. You be doing me wrong. Yeah, you don't say nothing to me, man. See how you do me? You out here hitting me like Roy Jones now.
It doesn't seem as though his chatter is mean-spirited as you listen in, or you see the way other people in the league react to him.
All the fun, everybody likes him.
There are DBs at home shaking their head when you said that. Houshmandzadeh going to be shy of the first down. Trevor Price came off the end to bring him down. And the Bengals will kick after a 3 and out.
The Bengals, Mike, taking a little more conservative approach. I think they're expecting more blitzes from the Ravens, so Carson's getting the ball out of his hand quickly. But you can see the speed of the Ravens defense there, rallying to the ball carrier.
B.J. Sams has had some good kick returns. The coverage unit from the Bengals has struggled here tonight. 43-yard kick, Sams from the 31. There, they do a great job. Tad Perry down there leading the way on the stop. The net was 36. Steve McNair has struggled tonight, but his team is still only down 9 with a third of the game left.
Hi, I'm Alex Rodriguez from the New York Yankees. Watch live Major League Baseball all season long right here on NASN, Europe's leading baseball channel for North American sports.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Druids Glen Golf Resort, voted European Golf Resort of the Year 2005. A golfer's paradise in the Garden of Ireland. 2 championship golf courses of contrasting design. The luxurious Marriott Druids Glen Hotel and Country Club, featuring 148 specially appointed guest rooms and a magnificent spa and health centre. Visit our driving range, pro shops, golf academy, and get your golfing tips or tuition from our resident PGA teaching professional.
Denny Terrio, not Danny, Denny. Personal dance coach,
right.
So you can join Chad Johnson in the end zone. And I don't need to join Chad Johnson in the end zone because I've got the jacket, boys and girls. I've got the official Chad Johnson jacket. Mike, what size is this?
It is a
this
54 tall, long.
I feel like we got Howard Cosell up here in the booth again.
Ron Jaworski, the Polish rifle. How dare you insult me that way?
Very good.
Not bad, huh? Well, New York guy, you know what I mean?
Jaws, who made his Monday night starting debut 28 years ago tonight for Philly against Atlanta. McGahee runs for 9 yards on first half. You're wondering why Tony is wearing this jacket. That is the actual jacket actually worn by Chad Johnson.
Game worn, as we like to say.
That's right, in the authentics business. This is the celebration Johnson promised for a touchdown, and you now have.
Now I've got it, and now I'm putting it on eBay at the end of the third quarter.
You're probably going to get it signed first, knowing you, and then it'll raise the value.
And you and
It's coming off now. It's a hot jacket.
You and Michael Wilbon on PTI at halftime were talking about the celebrations and are they still fun? And to each his own. Good first down, makes it 2nd and 1, and Heap will get the first down. Todd takes it to the 47-yard line. Ahmad Brooks made the tackle. He was dinged up earlier. For Todd Heap, just his 3rd catch of the night.
Yeah, and if this Ravens offense is to get back on track, it's going to be about Todd Heap. And usually when he moves, in other words, before the snap in motion, they're trying to get him a free release to get the football. Actually, Steve McNair checked the deep route by Demetrius Williams, but he could not get the ball to him. He had Heap coming back underneath. Good read by Steve McNair, getting the first down.
In Bengals territory at the 47. McNair able to get it off to LaRon McClain to the 41-yard line. He is big and strong and tough, and it all showed as Lamar Marshall was ready to bring him down.
Yeah, Steve McNair was in the grasp of Lamar Marshall, and I don't know if there's a tougher quarterback in the league that'll hang in the pocket more than Steve McNair. Here he's going to get flushed from the pocket. You'll see the blitz coming from the outside by Ndukwe, forces McNair to the outside, and he just stands up against the pressure of Lamar Marshall and gets rid of the football. Great job by Steve McNair.
That is Chinuda Ndukwe, the rookie 7th-round pick out of Notre Dame. He's playing because Dexter Jackson left on the last series with some apparent cramps. Domatop Peko, the 2nd-year man out of Michigan State that allowed them to let Sam Adams go, brings down McGahee after a gain of a couple. There's another big injury story. Jonathan Ogden out for the rest of the night with his toe injury.
But the safety you just mentioned, the 7th-round pick out of Notre Dame. Do you know who his roommate was in Notre Dame? It's going to surprise you, Brady Quinn. I'm a fountain of knowledge today. Brady Quinn was his roommate.
You know who the
you're stunned. Tirico stunned me to silence. For all the years I knew nothing. I knew one guy was a pig farmer, and I knew this guy was Brady Quinn's roommate.
Now I know what you've been doing all week, reading the bios.
I hope I got that right.
3rd and a couple. And Musa Smith lost the ball, but as it goes forward, who recovers? The Ravens, and it's a very fortuitous fumble recovery. And Madieu Williams knocked free, because on 3rd down, it is certainly where you get the ball. It's not a 4th down fumble, so it's 1st down Ravens, as long as he wasn't down first.
Oh, that ball is out. You can clearly see Madieu Williams makes a terrific tackle, and you'll see number 60, Jason Brown, at 320 pounds, fall on that ball. I think that spheroid is now a pancake, Tony, with 320 pounds flopping on top of it.
It's certainly not a souffle at this point.
A timeout from the Bengals side. I believe they might be challenging this play. Let's see, Marvin Lewis on the crutches.
Cincinnati has challenged that the runner was down by contact prior to losing control of the football.
That's the first thing I was looking for, and on that quick live look, I thought he still did not have a knee or another body part down. Let's take a peek again.
All right, we'll see. Knee is not down yet. Ball's out. That's fumble.
That left arm is coming
fumble.
down. That'll be the only other spot.
Of course, I was 100% sure in a preseason game in Kansas City, and I ended up being wrong because there was a malfunction in the booth. I am right on this one. That was a fumble.
I think that was out.
We think you're
Tony?
right. We think you're right on this one.
We do have a consensus finally.
We think you're right, but it would give us great pleasure if you were wrong.
I know that. I've been with you for 4 days.
And quite scarred, obviously.
Yeah. And it's only week 1 of the season.
That left arm coming down would also be something you could look at as a body part that comes down, but that ball was coming out before the ball was fumbled.
A body part down?
As long as the body part didn't come out and just came down, it'd be okay.
Stop. Well, we're not near Election Day, but...
Oh, there's the booth. That's the new thing this year, where people go in and they close the blinds behind them as if in an election booth and they vote, and then as if magic, maybe only those legs come out and another whole person is revealed. That would be so much fun if David Copperfield went into that booth.
He came out with like rabbits and birds.
It'd be fabulous, wouldn't it?
Just a reminder that replay was made permanent by the Rules Committee coming into this season. It was a fixed period of time experiment, but has worked pretty well over the last few years and changed some key plays in key games. So replay was made permanent by the competition committee vote and is now high definition in all but a couple of stadiums in the NFL. So it's a crystal clear HD look at the play for Terry McAuliffe.
Take a look again. You'll see Move the Smith scrambling for extra yards. The elbow is not down, a body part, as Mike said. He's been a doctor, he's been an official, he's been everything now.
First down, Baltimore. Cincinnati is charged with their first team timeout.
And they only have one challenge remaining. Terry McAuliffe, the referee here tonight, worked Super Bowl 39, worked the AFC Championship game the year after that, and last year worked the Saints-Bears NFC Championship game. And those postseason assignments are based on merit. So you're certainly talking working a championship game or a Super Bowl 3 years in a row, as good a referee as you have in the NFL.
Terry McAuliffe is a terrific official.
Kind of odd, guys. Baltimore has more total yardage than Cincinnati here tonight.
What's the score?
19-10. The Ravens could be in a lot more trouble, or rather, the Ravens.
They should be.
Cincinnati should have more points.
Yes.
McNair throws to McGahee, able to elude the first tackle, but then brought down by Ahmad Brooks, who came out in the supplemental draft last year. After the regular draft, you get a few guys every year who are no longer eligible in college. He came out that draft.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised here off the play action that Steve did not see Todd Heap, number 86, downfield, open on the square-in route, and it was clear to me that Steve did not focus. You'll see it right here. He beats Madu Williams. Great move. He's open, but Steve had already checked the ball down. At times, I get concerned that Steve McNair becomes a check-down quarterback and doesn't have that gunslinger mentality to stick the tough throw in downfield.
So check to McGahee. McGahee stays in bounds to the 11-yard line. Picked up the extra yardage. First down. And Cincinnati's defense starting to look a hair tired here as we get to the back end of the third quarter.
Yeah, and Brady Quinn's former roommate must do a better job of open field tackling, Tony.
Yes, you said that about McNair and checking down every once in a while. He's gotten hit pretty hard tonight. Maybe
it's football.
Okay, but so didn't you ever get hit to the point where you said, let me get rid of the ball as soon as I can, rather than hang in and let a guy on TV say how tough I am?
End of the quarter. 9-point Bengal lead.
Live MLB continues on NASN with an exclusive American League matchup. It's the oldest rivalry in baseball. With the pennant race heating up at the top of the East Division, the Yankees are looking to close the gap and secure a win over the Red Sox. Live MLB, New York Yankees versus Boston this Friday only on NASN.
Kickoff weekend 2007 continues with our Monday Night Football doubleheader. Arizona, San Francisco to follow. But off we go to the fourth quarter here in Ohio with Ron Jaworski, Tony Kornheiser, Michelle Tafoya, Susie Culver, Mike Tirico with you. It is the Ravens down 9. They've turned it over 4 times, been penalized 8 times. Yet they're a touchdown, an extra point away from making it a 2-point game. The quarter starts with 1st and 10. And the throw to Justin Green, who's now the backup fullback. And he gains enough yards to get to the 5. We'll have 2nd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, this is one of the favorite plays of the Baltimore Ravens. They run that play action, try to sneak the fullback or even the tight end quickly out in the flat. It really is designed to be a short pass. They're not looking downfield because the protection will not allow the quarterback to hang in the pocket and look downfield.
Remember, they had Ofe Muhele as their fullback. He's now with Atlanta, so it's the rookie McClain and the 3rd-year man Green in that spot. Solid drive from McNair. The other 2 times in Baltimore territory, they have scored the 10 points the Ravens have tonight.
Deep in motion. You should try to get him the ball.
And McNair throws to the back. Williams tried to make the spectacular grab. But what a play by Leon Hall to pull him out enough so he couldn't catch it and come down inbounds.
The rookie Leon Hall has had a terrific game tonight, by the way. You know, in talking to Marvin Lewis, he was saying what a steady young man he is. The game at this level is not too big for him. And the fact that we haven't mentioned his name a whole lot tonight, usually you mention cornerbacks making tackles because they're getting beat.
One of 5 Michigan rookies in the NFL. All you rocket scientists who want to know what's wrong with Michigan, 5 of their defensive starters are in the NFL.
You're a little defensive about that, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
Just clearing it up. 10th play of the drive. They can get a 1st down at the 1. McNair goes for the touchdown, incomplete. Caleb Miller and Madieu Williams on the coverage. Field goal coming.
One other thing you mentioned, Hall, right? One of the reasons they drafted him, they thought he was a high character guy. They had character guy problems last year, and they said that Hall was like a choir boy.
All right, Mark Clayton tried to get to the inside. He gets open, but it's the underneath coverage of Landon Johnson, number 59, that forced the high throw from Steve McNair. Excellent job by Landon Johnson. He's been very active tonight, gentlemen.
That's Stover from 23. 6-point game, a minute into the 4th quarter.
Live MLB continues on NASN with an exclusive American League matchup. It's the oldest rivalry in baseball. With the pennant race heating up at the top of the East Division, the Yankees are looking to close the gap and secure a win over the Red Sox. Live MLB, New York Yankees versus Boston this Friday only on NASN.
Intense game, big hitting throughout. Bengals offense limited to just 18 third-quarter yards. Their only points came on a defensive score, so Carson Palmer and the offense successful passing in the first 30 minutes, quiet in the 3rd. We'll see how they do in the 4th.
Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens, done a nice job with his halftime adjustments, really slowing down the Bengals offense in the 3rd quarter.
Tad Perry from 2 yards deep brings out Matt Stover's kickoff. Flag down, Perry down, 21-yard line. Jerome Sapp, the tackle.
During the return, personal foul, grasping the face mask, receiving team number 80. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down, timeout.
Nate Lowry, the tight end out of Yale. 4th penalty on the Bengals tonight.
Yale.
Come on,
Face
Tony.
mask.
Comment.
Sad.
The weekday fix for football.
I'm Dallin Hart Jr., driver of the Budweiser Chevrolet. This is your home for NASCAR.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Of the night, including Landon Johnson's 34-yard fumble return for a touchdown. the last Bengals score. Pass complete to Jeremy Johnson, the fullback, only a gain of a yard, and Susie Ray Lewis made the tackle.
And Mike, the Ravens have not officially confirmed this, but ESPN is reporting that sources close to the team believe that Lewis is playing with a torn right tricep muscle. He suffered it on the first defensive series, has played in obvious pain throughout the game. Lewis hasn't played a full season since 2003. We'll have to see how this plays out during the week.
Yeah, suffered on the third play, yet he has not only been active, but is getting close to 10 tackles on the night. And most of those obviously coming after the injury was suffered. Rudy Johnson, left side. And all of a sudden, Ron, the Baltimore defense, as Jarrett Johnson leads it there, they are making many more plays.
Well, the Bengals have not made the adjustment offensively what the Ravens are doing defensively. In that particular play, they walked out Bart Scott, the linebacker, put him over the nose of Chad Johnson, rough him up before he could run his route. That means you're spreading the defense out in the secondary. You got to run the ball better now. Now you get opportunities to run.
I don't want to put too much pressure on a guy you say is an elite quarterback, but getting the ball here, if you're an elite quarterback, you got to make a few first downs.
Well, one series will not define, his season, but
you
this is
expect
an important drive. Yes,
right.
it is an important drive.
Expect him to hold the ball
game
here and move the chains. Yes.
Yes. How's that? The definitive answer for you. I don't waffle like you do most of the
time. The out behind Tad Perry. Third receiver couldn't come down. A very small window with Samari Roll and DeJuan Landry covering. That's 3 and out for the Bengals offense that has come to a grinding halt here in this second half.
Mike, I have to agree. That was a forced throw. You mentioned exactly right. Samari Roll underneath and coverage over the top by DeJuan Landry. A small window to squeeze it into. Carson tried to make that stick throw, but that's a tough throw against two outstanding secondary players.
B.J. Sams, who's done a great return job, injured his knee on the last return. He is questionable to come back, so Ed Reed goes back to receive the punt from Kyle Larson. There's room to run, and here's Reed after a 50-yard kick. Remember, he returned a field goal, and Ed Reed breaks free! Ed Reed, touchdown Ravens! What a turnaround!
He's not even the main returner. He wouldn't be out there if Sams doesn't get hurt.
Well, that's the kind of athlete Ed Reed is. I mean, he can change the game in so many ways. Interception, fumbles, hard hits, and yes, a punt return, a missed field goal return. He is a very versatile football player.
He returned only 5 punts in 2003. His second year, those his only punt returns in his NFL career. But as we've seen through his college days at Miami and his pro days, when he gets his hands on the ball, he really is a dynamic return man and shows it there. And Matt Stover, who has now kicked 323 consecutive extra points, that one puts Baltimore on top, and it is a shock.
That's a stunning
turnaround. Reed puts the Ravens on top.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
In the soggiest Super Bowl ever, the Indianapolis Colts and the Chicago Bears faced off on a wet and wild Sunday in Miami, Florida. The Bears got on the fast track first when rookie Devin Hester returned the opening kickoff 92 yards for a touchdown. The Colts kept pace after quarterback Peyton Manning spotted a wide-open Reggie Wayne for a 47-yard score. The Bears responded and took a 14-6 lead on a short touchdown pass to Muhsin Muhammad. But from that point on, it was all Indianapolis. Colts running backs combined for almost 200 yards rushing, and the defense forced 5 turnovers. In the fourth quarter, when Kelvin Hayden returned an interception 56 yards for a touchdown, it was over. The Colts became Super Bowl champions by a score of 29-17.
Ed Reed getting oxygen. We've seen him do this a couple of times tonight. Now getting some to get his body ready to come back and play defense against Carson Palmer. Reed stepping in for B.J. Sams, a Pro Bowl caliber return man in full seasons, was injured late last year. Sams goes down with an injury. Reed steps into the breach and steps into the Bengals end zone. Tad Perry brought down to the 28-yard line by Justin Green.
Ed Reed with a terrific return. Check him out right there, and then just watch the beauty.
Officially, the return goes 64 yards, but he ran 87 total yards on the field as he goes with that circuitous route to pick up, 63, excuse me, to pick up the blockers.
Did you hear Jaws? Just watch the beauty, and then you stop to get paid by the word.
I wanted to watch.
You just can't stop.
That was elegant. Sometimes you just got to enjoy it.
So now the Bengals offense come to a grinding halt. Rudy Johnson stays on his feet and pushed out at the 32-yard line by DeJuan Landry. Now the question is where? Where does Cincinnati go to get back into an offensive rhythm?
Well, if the Ravens are going to continue to try to defend the run with 7 in the box, they've got to run the football effectively. This is the chess match of the game. Then you force them to bring either Landry or Reed back down in the box. Now you get those isolation routes back to the outside that were so effective in the first half. But this is a statement drive right now, Tony, for Carson Palmer. He's got to get this offense on track.
Ushmanzada's been very quiet in this second half. Palmer, high for Johnson. Chad can't bring it down. Third down.
Once again, an excellent job by Bart Scott, the linebacker, undercutting the route. He had Samari roll over the top, and once again, a very small window. You see Chad gets released to the outside, but Bart Scott, again, tailgating him, playing underneath. That's a difficult throw. Right now, it looks like Carson Palmer is trying to force throws into Chad Johnson. When you're double covering, someone else has to be single covered.
And there's the versatility. 6'2", 240 big guy who can run with the bump. Really throws your timing off. Palmer 5 of 9 this quarter, only 29 yards in the air. Pressured, throws incomplete.
It's 2 straight 3 and out for Cincinnati, right, Jaws?
That's the guy Ron talked about, Halote Nata, with the pressure on Palmer.
Well, clearly the Ravens have made the adjustment here in the second half. In the first half, Carson Palmer working outside the numbers, 9 of 13, 133 yards and a touchdown. Look at the second half. Those are incredible numbers, only 2 for 6 for 4 yards. Some props to Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens. They really have negated everything that the Bengals have tried to do this second half.
But the Bengals have coaches too, and they're supposed to respond.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ed Reed back again. His 8th career touchdown on the punt return a moment ago. This kick by Larson, not that great. Reed's going to take it on a hop. Punt 47 yards, and Reed goes down at the 25-yard line. 3 interception returns, a fumble return, 3 block punt returns for a touchdown, and then that punt return, part of a big night for Ed Reed.
Live MLB continues on NASN with an exclusive American League matchup. It's the oldest rivalry in baseball. With the pennant race heating up at the top of the East Division, the Yankees are looking to close the gap and secure a win over the Red Sox. Live MLB, New York Yankees versus Boston this Friday only on NASN.
I was an offensive lineman for 4 years. I no longer wear pads, but I still carry a lot of weight on my shoulders.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Bengals have gone 3 and out on their last 3 drives. Baltimore has scored on a punt return, leading 20-19, taking over at their own 25. Arizona, San Francisco to follow on this kickoff weekend Monday night doubleheader. Derek Mason, gain of 4.